we go. Whoa. Okay, now answer my question, ladies and gentlemen. Did you succeed in all of my challenges? Say no, okay? For the purpose of this to work, say no. Ladies and gentlemen, did you succeed in all of my challenges? No, of course not, because they're challenges. And they're not meant to be easy. They're meant to be attainable, but they're meant to challenge you. And we should always, I'm sure you agree, always look to challenge our students. Otherwise, what really are we achieving? Okay, there always has to be something that's attainable, which is just a little bit above their comfort zone and level. And that brings me on to this, accepting failure, okay, which we will look at in my session today. So, you saw my challenges, so I'm going to ask someone to raise their hand, and I'm going to say the number before you know what it is. So, raise your hand if you think you can accept all my challenges and succeed. Sir, yes. I'm going to give you number 2.
Right. So hello, xin chào, guten Tag, buenos dias, konnichiwa, and ni hao.
Oh, very good. A prize for this young man here. Thank you. So, when it comes to challenges, it's always a way you can get your students talking, especially when it comes to review lessons, regardless of it being teenagers, adults, children, young learners. So here you see my example using American Language Hub. And what I would do is give my students a similar piece of paper that I gave to you. I would initially fold the paper so the only part that they can see is the name, okay? Everything else they cannot look at yet. So there's some, classroom management involved there, because you're always going to get bow. Sorry, bows in the room, okay? Bows are always naughty. Okay, so they're going to write 5 names, students in their classroom, okay? So here are some students in my classroom, and then they're going to open the paper, and they're going to see the challenges. So they're going to go, Dan Ving Hung. Can he say 2 sentences using the present perfect continuous? Now, Dan Ving Hung, his Ding An is very good. So my prediction is yes. I'm going to go through all of my students with my predictions. All of these are things we have studied in my class in the last 3 lessons. So it's a nice way to review and challenge. Of course then, your students will stand up, they will go to the 5 classmates they have randomly selected, and they will challenge them. Dan Ving Hung, can you say 2 sentences using the present perfect continuous? And Mr. Hung says, there you go. And my prediction is correct. A fail-safe, successful way to get your students reviewing what you've done in the classroom. You're challenging them, there will be failure, but you're doing it in a fun way that cultivates that energy and atmosphere and gets your students reviewing content that might originally be quite boring on the page, okay? So, come on, clicker. Hello. So when I got told, Blue, we want you to do a session on holism at this year's VUS TESOL. It was a head scratcher. It really was. But what I did is I put my thinking cap on. And I thought about all the mistakes that my students make in the classroom. I'm sure you have experienced similar mistakes with your students as well. So what did I do? I thought that's a good topic, making mistakes and holism. But I had to make sure that there was a connection there. So of course I did my thorough research. Yep, some good research. I asked ChatGPT, my new best friend, and it gave me too much information. So I asked it an easier question. Is holism connected to making mistakes? Yes or no? Yes. So perfect. I had my topic. Okay? Making mistakes in the classroom is normal. Everybody does it. So let's normalize it. Let's make it part of our students' learning journey. But then I thought about one thing I always got told about teaching in Southeast Asia. Losing face. Students making mistakes and feeling embarrassed about making said mistakes. Now, I would like to dispel that myth, and I'm sure you as educators can hopefully agree. Students make mistakes and it's normal, so everybody does it. So there's no losing face in trying, okay? As long as you, the teacher, deliver your content in the right manner, the right way. And that's what we're going to look at in my session. Ways that you can have fun and students build that confidence in order to feel okay with making mistakes. So, the word there, challenge. I think a challenge has to be challenging. Like my 4 challenges to you earlier. For example, if you give them something too easy, you're going to lose their attention. You're not really teaching them anything that they don't already know. So what's the point? You've wasted 2 hours of your valuable lesson time. Of course, the other end of that is if you give them something that's too unrealistic, okay, that's not attainable. So your idea with this Mario analogy is to find that middle ground where you're challenging the students where they feel comfortable, but also that they know they need to use that key word, try. Okay? And if your students are trying, then that challenge is always achievable with your help. So, my session is called Embracing Challenges and Accepting Failure. But really, we could reverse it. Just accepting the challenge and going, okay, bring on failure. I'm okay with failure. So really, it's interchangeable. It doesn't make a difference to what I'm trying to teach you this morning. So we all face challenges in life, don't we? That was terrible. We all face challenges in life, don't we? Yeah, right side, right side. So, my biggest challenge is trying to eat this instead of that. Okay? I'm sure we all faced a similar challenge this morning, getting here. Okay? This is my challenge every morning. Yeah, I slept 2 hours last night. But my biggest challenge, because of my 2 hours sleep, is that thing right there. A beautiful challenge, but a challenge nevertheless. So what about failure? I've already said in the classroom failure happens, but hello reality. Outside the classroom, we see failure all around us. An installation of a gate that you can merely walk around. Expectation with reality. Men, that was yours, wasn't it? Yeah. Or a bad grade. This to me is failure. But hello Vietnam, that's failure. So again, we measure them different ways, but everyone sees failure differently. Failure to me growing up was this. I failed my driving test. I will not tell you how many times. Okay? Zao. I failed 4 times. I passed the 5th time. Okay? Yeah. So, I would like you to reflect. Are there any benefits to failing? Say yes. Yes! You're completely right. Okay, so quickly, just 30 seconds in your head with a partner, think of a time that you failed at something and then finally succeeded. Go. Attention back on the teacher, please. Right side, yeah. Left side, very good. Competition. Okay, now I'm not going to ask for your anecdotes because I am conscious of the time that I have. But what I'm going to say to you is, do you understand the feeling I'm about to explain? I call it that magical feeling of when you feel the pressure, the stress of having to do something, and then you succeed. Like today, hey, I'm nervous about standing here in front of my fellow educators. But if it goes well, even with a few mistakes, I know how I'm going to feel at 12 o'clock. Hungry. But also I'm going to have that euphoric feeling, that special feeling that you get when you've done something well because you prepared for it. A similar feeling is relief. I know that if I lose my passport, lose my phone, lose my wife, I get that initial fear of panic. But then when I find my passport and my phone, yeah, sure. I feel so good, it's such a good feeling. And I can't describe it, the feeling that you feel of relief. That's similar to how I feel when I succeed at something. And I'm sure you can understand and relate. So, quickly, the benefits of failure. Feel free to take a picture. Number one, you can identify the student's weaknesses, of course. Motivation. Hopefully I showed you in that example how you're just organically motivating your students to try. Realistic expectations. If you're failing at something continuously, maybe realistically it might be too difficult. Baby steps, okay? It allows you, the teacher, to analyse mistakes. Encourage that risk-taking in that fun, atmospheric classroom. Also retention. Because maybe your students are now comfortable with failing, they know that they need to try again, try again, try again. What happens when they try again? It allows them to retain more information because it's repeated continuously, again and again. And again, it humanises the learning. Thank you. We all make mistakes. So it humanises the learning process. We all make mistakes. I used to teach, my spelling's terrible. The student would be like, Mr. Blue, you made... Like, yes, bow. Very good. I was testing you. Okay? We've all been there, I'm sure, not just me. And again, as a teacher, if your students are failing and then exceeding, it gives you that ultimate feedback about what worked, what didn't. How can I change? So, I used to be a teacher. I won't tell you the institution I used to work for, okay? But one of my common traits or methods was what I just mentioned. I would make a mistake, and you can imagine the students, teacher, teacher. It's not a B, it's a, yeah. So again, something as simplistic as that, it decreases teacher talk time, because you don't have to overly explain anything, and it shows you that your students understand, they comprehend, and you can change whatever errors you make, whether it be a spelling, grammatical structure, anything like that. So, I love this quote here, and I would love it if you all read it out for me after 3, or after 1. 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah. Do you know who said that? Me. I was on my motorbike in traffic, and I mean, this quote is all over the internet, but I added the word platform. And it's an important word for me, because in order to succeed, there has to be a platform for students to come back from. And my platform is this. What is it? It's a trampoline, okay? It's a trampoline. So what happens when my students fail? They will bounce back up. Hey, Steve. So yeah, it's a silly analogy, but it's true. Failure will put them down, but we want them to bounce straight back up. So we need to cultivate that growth mindset where students are accepting of mistakes, failure, and trying again. So why? They're viewed as an opportunity to grow, And also, as I've mentioned, it's a natural part of learning process. None more so than teaching a second language. Maybe you can get away with it in math. Maybe you can... Maths. God, I've turned American. Maths. Maybe you can get away with it in different subjects, but learning a second language needs that confidence development in order to display, convey. And that's only going to come part of the learning process if they are adapting and happy with mistakes. So we need to cultivate that love for English, which I'm sure all of you do because you are here this morning to learn and for free gifts. So we need to foster that passion for English in your classroom, and your students will embrace errors and have fun with errors. And again, hopefully, you'll cultivate that curiosity as a byproduct of making mistakes. They're interested to know why the mistake was made. How can we fix it? So, here is what I think. I sometimes set my students up to fail. Come on, clicker, don't fail me. Come on. I'm just going to click them now. I'm not going to read them through, time. But basically, I often will set my students up to fail. So it's part of their acceptance of the journey. And failure can often come with this word here, pronunciation. Hello?
Excuse me.
Yep.
It's pronounced pronunciation.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. Look, if you don't believe me, just ask Google, okay? It's pronunciation.
I will ask Google. Hey Google, how do you pronounce pronunciation?
Are you serious? Pronunciation is pronounced pronunciation.
Okay, well that's good, because it leads me to my example. We all make mistakes with pronunciation, okay? Everybody does. And hopefully, it will do all of these things when we practice. So you're going to practice now with something that isn't new. I haven't created anything magical, but you will be familiar. A tongue twister. Okay? I'm going to give you no time to prepare. I just want you to read it in 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, 1-1 was a racehorse, 2-2 was 1-2, and 1-1-1-1 race, 2-2-1-1-2. Yeah. So, quickly shout out to me, what common mistake do you think your students would make here? Yeah, that final consonant sound, isn't it? On the was, on the race, and the horse. I mean, it's going to happen in the classroom, sir. So, again, students are having fun, you turn it into a game, a challenge, you get volunteers, just like this one here. This is my favourite, because my experience in Vietnam, the unvoiced TH sound is very difficult. Okay, we get a lot of this. 1, 2, 3. Okay? So, again, please practice with your partner. 3, 2, 1. Again, not easy, but it's not meant to be, okay? And maybe your students, the first 3 thoughts, perfect. I thought a thought, but the thought, and then it just, disaster. But it doesn't matter, because they've shown you they can do it, and that's where you check that box. Try again, have fun. Now, I need a volunteer. There is a prize. I thought a thought, but the thought I thought, thank you. It's a reward, it's a prize for your effort.
I thought, but the thought I thought wasn't the thought I thought. If the thought I thought had been the thought I thought, I wouldn't have thought so much.
That is very... No prizes, just good effort, okay? Thank you, well done. Ooh, feedback. So, classroom reading, it is a really good way to get your students failing with pronunciation. But it's also a good way to model pronunciation. Not from you, the teacher, but from fellow peers, fellow students. Okay? So the students are hearing these words modelled by their classmates. It encourages active participation, and it promotes listening skills. Now, if you're unfamiliar with classroom reading, it's very simple. You take a text from a book that looks pretty daunting and long, and you want to practice pronunciation. You want to practice reading skills. You know that if you told your students to practice for 2 minutes, some would, some wouldn't, but you're going to get a very mixed reaction. So I love to get the whole class involved with some classroom reading, just like this here. Again, they don't eat a lot of fret. Shh. Now, this young man has made a mistake. No problem. But what it does mean is I have my stars on my board, okay? I have my balloons. And if a student makes a mistake, pop, okay? Goodbye, one balloon. Yeah, easy. Goodbye, one star. And you continue to read. Now students are really engaged, really ready for their words, making sure they don't make a mistake with their pronunciation. So let's practice. You are my volunteers, okay? Now, hey. Whoa, okay. So I'm going to start with this gentleman here. Can you stand up? That's an amazing outfit you're wearing. Yeah. So I'm going to turn my screen. Again, this could be a complete disaster. But basically, you guys on my front row, okay, here, you're going to read one word each. If you make a mistake, I have a pin! And I'm not afraid to use it. Okay? So we're just going to use this front row as my example. And yeah, if you can hand the microphone, that'd be awesome. Okay? And I'll try and get them on video so they feel very comfortable. Okay, sir, first word, please.
My.
6. Difficult words.
Very good so far.
2. Pronounce. Are comfortable. Cats.
Oh, very good.
George.
3, 2, 1, lighting. Thank you. Microphone. Where's the microphone? Where's the microphone? Come on.
Elias. Money. Monkey.
And
Give it a go.
Disciplinarianism.
Thank you. Anti-disestablishmentarianism. Yeah. It is the longest word in English. Never use it. I can't spell it. Now, so you want to have fun with vocabulary, and just a simple activity like that in the classroom gets everybody involved and has fun with vocab. So look here. Here's Gateway to the World from Macmillan Education, and here we have lots and lots of vocabulary. Now, if you are anything like me, when you open the book and see all of that vocabulary that you have to teach, how do you feel? Daunted? Yeah, it's too much, isn't it? there's a lot. Okay, so let's be realistic with how we can deliver it. Now, I don't expect my students to remember all of these new words, but what I will do is challenge them. So, I will get my students to play a game called the Generation Game. Now, this is a famous television game show from England. Yay! Now, it's a very easy game. Basically, what will happen is a number of items will go across on a conveyor belt, and the contestants have to remember what they were in order to win them. So that's what I would challenge my students with. No prizes. How many of the items on the conveyor belt can my students remember? So this is a perfect opportunity for me to use a visible thinking routine. And that visible thinking routine is think, pair, share. Number one, I would tell my students, you are alone. You're working by yourself. Don't write down anything. What can you remember from what you see? Then, of course, part two, pair up with someone. Together, collaborating, what can you remember? Of course, part ba, share. The whole class come together and go, okay, me and my partner Bao, we've got 16 words. But as a class, can we get all 24 words? Yeah. So that's your challenge right now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to show you 24 words by yourself. Please don't write down using a pen or your phone. How many can you remember? Okay. Are you ready? Yes. Good luck. Audio. Audio. Stop. Would you like to watch it again? Yes. Nope. Okay, so again, now talk to the person next to you and see if there's 23. See if you, 23 or 24. See how many you can get together. Students, I'm going to have to stop you there, because again, we've got to finish in 10, 11 minutes. I'll try and push it to 15. But okay, give me a number. Together with your partner, how many items can you remember? 10, 15, 14, 1. There you go. Here's the items anyway. So again, I use PowerPoint for this, but you don't need to. You can simply put a list on the screen, even the book, the iTools for the book that you're using, and get your students to look at it for 30 seconds before it disappears. But what I'm trying to promote here is that collaboration as a pair and that collaboration as a class. That collective responsibility makes that failure so much more easier, okay? So, another thing we can do is a game called Liar, a really nice review game if you're going through different vocabulary that you have taught in your class. It works great as a group or pair activity, and you can review learned topics. So let me explain the rules, and then I'm going to ask for 2 volunteers, okay? So basically, you're going to give the topics to your students as a pair, as a group, okay? Now your students will then say how many of that particular topic can they name in 20 seconds. So example, it's myself and Amir, and the topic is colours. Amir, I'm very confident. I think I can name 5 colours in 20 seconds. Now Amir, Amir, say hello to everyone. Amir has two choices. He can call me a liar, or he can increase his number from 5. So Amir, I think I can say 5 colours in 20 seconds.
I think I can increase that.
What number?
7.
7, okay, 10.
You're lying.
Okay, so he called me a liar, so he would, 20 seconds, and I would have 20 seconds to name 10 colours, which I'm not going to do. Because I've got 2 victims, 2 volunteers, to do that for me, okay? So thank you, Amir. Can I have 2 volunteers to the front? Yes, V, Trang, sorry, and yes, Sir, who has the nice blue shirt on. Thank you. Round of applause. Yeah, to the front line. Tasked for time here. Come on, come on. Okay, so your topic. Well, hello. What's this, guys? Oh, we won't add the add-in because there's no network. So, guys, I need a timer. Sir, with the beautiful glasses, can you time 20 seconds and tell them when to shut up? Okay. So, your topic is body parts. Sir, what's your name?
Dung.
Jung, nice to meet you. Jung, how many body parts can you say in 20 seconds?
Yes. 6.
7.
10.
You are liar.
Liar. Timer, are we ready? 20 seconds. 10. Go.
Okay. Eyes, nose, mouth, hand, elbow, knee, shoulder, leg, foot, and finger.
So, Jung was correct. Trang accused him of being a liar, so he gets 1 point. Of course, if he failed, Trang would receive the point. Very simple game. You can go through multiple topics, and again, it's a fun way of testing, evaluating, reviewing, but also there's going to be some failure there as well. Guys, thank you. Go get your prizes. Thank you so much. So, celebrating wrong answers, everybody. It's a general theme you can see in my presentation. So, a good way I like to sort of check my students' comprehension is by asking them for wrong answers only. So when I ask you a question, I only want you to tell me a wrong answer. So example, animals. I might say to my students, name a fast animal, and my students write sloth. It shows me they comprehend the adjective fast, and they're a little bit creative as well. Sport. Name a sport where you have to use your feet. Handball. Okay, so again, it's a really nice organic way to check students' comprehension, and they don't have to worry about writing the wrong answer, because you want them to. So, blah, 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 not important. But reading and listening prediction is important, because it's a really valuable exam prep skill that all of you should be training and practicing with your students. Blah, 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 blah. Again, I'm going to leave that there if you want to take a picture, but I'll make sure that these slides are available to you as well. PDF. I'm going to give my material away. So there you go, guys. Take a picture. So I'm sure you've done reading prediction in your class. Before they open that big, colourful textbook, okay, take it to the printers, take it to the photocopier. Get some photocopies. Get that white out, the Tipex, and erase some key words. And then, of course, your students, before doing the reading, will guess the answers based on the context and the grammar. Now, what I love about this is there will be some wrong guesses, but as long as their guess is grammatically or contextually correct, that should be celebrated. Here's an example. I'm going to read it to you, you just shout out your guesses. The national sport of New Zealand is rugby. Boys and girls usually learn to play at school. There are players. Okay, well done students, you identify that it's a number. If your number's wrong, it doesn't mean you're wrong. It's actually a good guess, and that's what we're looking for. How many? 10, 15, Yeah, you play rugby, so I trust you. My guess is 11, but the answer's 15. But well done me, it was a good guess. I'm a football guy. Okay, next one. Rugby, blah, blah, blah. Shirts, shorts, and something socks. Okay, well done. You identified it's an adjective to describe the noun. If your adjective is wrong, it doesn't matter. My guess was colourful. Your guess is long. Sometimes people wear a special something to protect their ears. I put helmet. Hat. Yeah. The team performs a traditional dance called the haka. The players dance and something. Sleep, yeah. Again, well done students, you've identified it's a verb. Will you be right? Who knows? Who cares? As long as you're in the right area of context and grammar, you're organically preparing your students for a very important exam skill. I put cry. Shout. It's very strange. They cry, it's strange. Excited. New Zealand has 2 national symbols. Called. A bird. Now I put elephant. Now, can my answer be correct? Why not, teachers? Yeah, my guess is elephant, but I didn't see the clue in the article. Not So again, if I see my students are failing to identify that, it's something I can work with them on. But it's a nice way of seeing, isn't it? And of course the answer is a bird. Song lyrics, same. Okay? Remembering your touch, your feel, your hug, your heart, your something embrace, your warm embrace, your strong embrace, your cold embrace. I'll find my way back to yeah, so I use song lyrics the same in the classroom. I don't just use them as listen and fill in, close activity. I actually use them as a preparation activity. Before we listen, what do you think the answers could be? And then when we listen, you're going to check if your answers are correct. Now it has one big benefit. Your students are now actively listening to the song because they've already written their answers. You've got them engaged, you've got them. Okay, and it just adds another layer to their understanding and confidence. Now the last example I want to show you, blah blah blah, is another game I like to play in my classroom. You might know it, Family Fortunes, or in America, Family Feud. In Vietnam, do you have this game? Trung, yes. Now, I want to be a contestant on Trung.
Bạn cho rằng ở nhà đàn ông làm việc gì nhanh hơn phụ nữ?
Thấy chưa? Người ta bắt chúng trước kìa.
Nấu cơm.
Rồi chúng ta cùng hỏi đáp án.
Nấu cơm. Hay không có gia kế. Tắm rửa.
Tắm.
I'm going to go on the game show. So, what you can do in your class is take that content from the book, name 4 animals with big mouths, and you've only got 4 answers. They have to guess your 4 answers. Another example, name 4 things you would wear on a cold, cold day. There's many things, but they have to get the top 4 answers. And one for you right now before we finish. Name 4 things you associate with tech. Have a quick conversation, 30 seconds. 4 things you associate with tech. my students in the classroom would raise their mini whiteboards with their top 4 answers. I would have my mini whiteboard with my answers. And one by one, I would reveal my answers. And if you get the same answer as me, you win $100. Whoa, yeah. Okay, so let's see if you got the same answers as me. Number 1. On is the best thing about Anyone? Yeah? No one? And number 4.
What's the matter?
Come on! You've been my friend for the last 40 minutes. Don't turn on me now. Anyway, your reaction is exactly what your students will do. Teacher, but this. And my answer to that student is... Yeah. My game, okay? But job done again. All of your students in their teams, their groups have been discussing all these multiple options, ideas, answers. But you just want that top 4. So, let me leave you with this reminder. Not that. Fail doesn't mean fail. Fail means first attempt in learning. Lunchtime, okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you everyone.